In the Old Testament, the Israelites, once they escape from the Pharaoh, call out to God continually for a king.
Yes.
And God says, no, you don't want a king. And the Israelites say, yeah, we really want a king. And God says, no, you actually don't want a king. What you want to do is take responsibility for your own lives. And the Israelites go, no, we want a king. Right. And so
that's your point. Clean your room.
Yeah, well, the thing, what I've realized more and more clearly too, is that part of the reason that and this is an ethical requirement, I would say, and this is part of why I was struggling with Rand's conceptualization, but is that every bit of responsibility that you don't pick up for yourself, tyrants will take and use against you. That's like 100. Yeah, right. So that's really the core problem with the utopian delusion, is that because you could just imagine, you can see, I've seen whiny TikTokers bitch about the fact that they have to go to work, and their complaint is, well, why doesn't the government, we're rich enough so I could be provided with a universal basic income. And I think, well, if you don't have the imagination to see that if the government made you so dependent, or encouraged you, enticed you to become so dependent that now you're dependent on that universal basic income, if you can't see that as the door opening to a tyranny so absolutely pervasive you could hardly imagine it, then you're just not thinking. Because of course that would happen, right?
But a lot of people don't want to be free. They want to be in that cage. We see it nowadays where people are desperate to have COVID restrictions back and they're wearing masks.
Yeah, well, that's a false security, right? Yeah.
It's also a cue that you're a part of the in-group. It's a very clear visual signal that you're one of the good guys because I'm wearing.
Yeah, well, that's a form of security too, and a form of unearned moral virtue.